we'll talk about that in a second. But I first want to talk about this Medicaid scam that's been going on for years and years, and we need to get federal investigators need to get records. Well, now the owners and the managers of these daycare centers that are spotlighted by questions about fraud or not are claiming that they can't find the records. I just want to play the soundbite of that and get your reaction. Roll it.
Unfortunately, we saw that there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone. There were also checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our book.
I don't know whether this guy's telling the truth or not, but I have to tell you, it reminds me of a scene from one of my favorite movies, On the Waterfront, where a corrupt union leader is called to account for his doings and his pay schedule. Let me roll that tape.
You mean to sit there and tell me that your local takes in $65,500 every year and keeps no financial records?
Oh, sure. We got records.
Well, where are they?
Well, you see, we was robbed last night, and we can't find no books.
How much do those two sound bites sound alike?
Hey, what I think is hilarious, it's not funny, so let's start with that. But I lost my checkbook. I lost my records. Hey, but trust me with your children. I'll promise you I'll take good care of them.
There you go. Yep.
I mean, it is a movie. Unfortunately, this is real life on the back of the hardworking American taxpayer. So it'd be comical if it was a movie. Unfortunately, you're talking about billions of dollars really from the people who need it the most. And it's disgusting, it's despicable, and somebody's got to be held accountable for it. And I trust Jamie Comer and the Oversight Committee that they're going to do the right thing. And hopefully everyone will at least admit that there's a problem, come in, testify, and we can get back to getting some solutions to the problems.
Have you seen or have you heard anything about something like that happening in Michigan?
You know, I haven't. A lot of focus has been on in Minnesota, but we know that there is waste, fraud, and abuse at every level of government. It's just bureaucracy. When you're dealing with other people's money, you just simply don't watch it as well as you do if it's your own money. It shouldn't be that way. Unfortunately, that's the way it is, and that's what we're really trying to crack down on is the waste, the fraud, and the abuse. Let's make sure that we're being good stewards of the taxpayers' money. So I think
there's just too
is
much money, Congresswoman. That's the, you know, this is COVID. This is a leftover of COVID. I know that we were spending too much money before COVID, but now we raised it an extra $2 or $3 trillion of Biden spending. He used the shadow of COVID pandemic as the reason for the spending, and it was this emergency spending became permanent. I mean, we have to cut it somehow. How do you pull the plug?
Yeah, well, I think you pull the plug by exposing all the waste, the fraud, and the abuse, right? Now, unfortunately, the liberal media is going to spin it and talk about all the, you know, they're going to basically lie and talk about all the negative effects. But what about the negative effect for the hardworking taxpayer?
Right.
What about them? Where do they come in this equation? What representation do they have? And unfortunately, the answer to that is they don't have any. And then if you call out the waste, fraud, and abuse like we've done, well, then all of a sudden people start calling me names, right? I'm this, I'm that.
Well, I hope you have a thick skin because you better get used to that. And you are used to it, right? You're not going to let that stop you.
No. I mean, I know my ladder's on the right wall when you have to personalize your comments to me. So you can call me whatever you want to call me, but could we get back to the real issue of where is the money going?
Right.
Let's talk about the issue. And notice nobody wants to talk about that issue. Nobody wants oversight on the issues. Why not? Nobody wants guardrails. I mean, this has been going on in Minnesota for how long?
Well, and it's not just Minnesota. Maybe it's not happening in Michigan, but it is happening in Maine. We see it possibly in Ohio. We are seeing it all over. Very quickly, I just want to ask you one final question because we run out of time. Michigan, President Trump won Michigan by about 1.5 points. It was close. Has his lead grown or shrunk in the time since the election?
Well, I'll share with you, I've spent a lot of time on the ground here in Michigan, and the president's policies of closed borders, more money in hardworking Americans' pockets, and getting rid of the waste, fraud, and abuse, as well as getting to keep more of their money, that resonates pretty well with the people here in Michigan. So don't listen to the liberal media. If you're asking me, I think the president's policies are working pretty well for the majority of the people in Michigan.
Lisa McClain, good to see you.